Hello everyone, good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a good time this weekend with their loved ones, partying, carousing, all of the things. My weekend was quite brutal, it's quite ruthless. And again, it's all because of my relationship with Quentin Tarantino, and that's the nature of this channel. Honestly, I'm tired of talking about it. Because it's not getting me anywhere. He has, everyone around him, everyone insulating him. I don't know what they think. I don't know. What I'll say, setting out, is that this guy left a comment that was very politically charged. And he's a nice guy. He's commented several times. He said that he also wrote Quentin about playing the movie Critic, but he admitted he doesn't have any training. He's not actually an actor. So, whether or not Quentin read it is irrelevant, because obviously he likely can't be on a huge film set. And that's why I didn't write it until July of 2023. It was pretty late in the game. Because by then I had a couple of credits and some training. But, we all have our demons psychologically, right? And so he called him awful things. I mean, I don't know about awful. It just depends on your point of view, I guess. But he said things about Mossad and Charlie Kirk. It was a very politically charged kind of statement, and I took it down. I'm not interested in censorship. I know that he has the right to say it, but I've always believed that there's no political angle in this. It doesn't track. I've never seen political agendas in any of his films. They're pure expressions of imagination, and that's what makes them so beautiful. That they serve no agenda. They serve no political overlord. And so, the reason that I took it down is not because not the fact that he said it, but because it will potentially incite a kind of discourse on this channel that I don't want to promote. Divisiveness, right? I have enough ugliness in my life as it is to have to worry about these warring comments back and forth from people who are likely depressed and likely not well. And I fall into these categories as well. I don't say that as any sort of pejorative, but I was taken aback by that, to be sure, to see that when I woke up. I thought, wow, I must be on the internet, because this is about a movie to me. It's not about, So, I'll be posting these videos today properly, and then I'll have however many videos, almost 400 videos. And again, it's an ethical decision on his part. I don't want to talk about it. I accept that we're together forever. Right? I accept that we'll never be free of each other, at least for a good 5 years. 3 years. Not 2 months. Long time. But we both have the ability to live our lives. This is me, making my triangles, right? Living my life. Moving on. No movie star Brian, I get it. Right? So I'm focusing on the arts that I can control, and just constantly saying, I'm sorry. Under The understanding that we're always right there, right? That we're putting on a clinic. My remote viewing has never been more palpable. My dreams have never been more lively. I know that I should be writing them down. I suppose I should start doing that. Because, right, it's a game. It's the psychic mind game. And so vigilance is the key. And I'm doing the best that I can to stay out of his way. Right? I'm not doing anything other than living. So, again, the form is the rhombicosidodecahedron, which has 52 faces, 12 pentagons, 30 squares, and 20 triangles. And so I'm putting together the 20 triangles right now. And then I'll have all of them. I already have the pentagons, and I already have the squares. This form will represent the most sophisticated form I've done yet, and as well as being the most time-consuming, right? Upwards of 40 hours to finish. What I'll say is I had dinner with my neighbor who's a deadhead, and he seems like he ate way too much acid, but he was a really nice guy. He asked me if he could cook, if I wanted to have dinner with him, and that was nice. That was nice for sure, to sit down with someone, say grace, offer blessings to the mystery, and feed our bodies thereby. The power of prayer is not to be dismissed. The power of prayer is the same thing as magic, right? But that's what it is. And so the skeptics say that, oh, that's why it's not real, because when I pray, I don't see any results. Right? And so my point with this regard is that you're praying for the wrong things. Right? That if you're praying for the right things, namely, right, mastery of self, intuition, right? To end the suffering of the world peace, etc., etc., etc. Right? Like these are, they're lofty ideals, but they're things that God will show you how you can help make successful. And so the other side of it, in terms of prayer, of course, is occultism. I was saying, oh, I want more money, I want, these things. And if you're listening, right, you will see what you can do, because it's the same God, right? There's only one, right? It's an abstract intellectual quality. There's nothing to pray to, right? The still void of the blank canvas of space is the eternal omniscience and omnipotence of God Almighty. God is not a creature within creation. It is the still fulcrum embedded within all of creation that allows it to pivot in motion around it. It is not a male or a female. It is not Zeus in the clouds throwing lightning bolts. Right? It is a conscious field. That's what it is. Right? Which is the totality of space. And so it's an abstract archetypal warehouse, right? Which is an infinitely dense complex nesting of polyhedra, also known as a hologram. And so the exertion of psychic energy upon a specific dihedral angle of the hologram is what results in what we see manifested in the physical world. Now, this is a lofty idea. This is not. I understand that, in certain circles, it makes perfect sense, but in people who are agnostic or atheist or all these things, they're probably quite puzzled if and when they hear this. And so I invite you to read Michael Talbot's book, The Holographic Universe. I invite you to look inside of yourself through meditation. And you'll see one way or the other. And now, right, when I say things like this, my brain thinks awful visions of violence. All I can do is keep living. I know that there's no hope for us in this way, but I also accept that this is likely how it's going to be forever. So, I suppose I'll go. See what's good in your life. Know what you're praying to. Know that life is not an accident. Be kind and generous and loving. Blessed are the meek, for their inheritance is the earth. Right? God bless. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share.